folks, that brings us right into the next segment here on Adventuring Academy. We're doing segments this season. Get with the program, okay? And this is contested role. And this is where we take some of the hot button issues that are driving the discourse here in the tabletop space. Not really, it's very low stakes, it's totally fine. High stakes contested issues. We're getting into the controversy that here in the heart of TTRPGs. And today, we will be engaging in one such contest, settling the debate once and for all. And I'm gonna turn it over. Whatever position my good friend Matt chooses to take, you can rest assured I'll take the opposite.
Look, it's always hard to start something when the argument is so lopsided. Mm-hmm. But being a person who's played role-playing games for as long as I have, and I've played different fascination. Wow, the word just escapes me. Starting this great, like I told you, great debater. Different facets of what gaming has to offer, and time again, what gets the players engaged, excited, and driven to drive the story forward has been the gathering of experience points. Now, this is from the very beginning of role-playing games. The original D&D really kind of established, although there were other facets of where it began, really brought to the forefront the idea of the experience point, the idea of a mathematical value that shows, like physically, you can look at it and be like, look, I earned this because I did something in the world. Like most of us as people wish we could do that. And a lot of us try. That's practically what you submit when you go for a job. Your sheet that tells you all the experience you have. These are the experience points you've gained. And the idea that you can, in a game, equate to a very specific mathematical degree what you've accomplished, lets your players leave the table and go home and feel themselves accomplished in a very definitive, real, and logistical way.
Picture this. You've just ascended to the top of the ancient mountain that overlooks the frosty plains of your homeland. Long years have you spent traveling, and your weeping companions wait by your side as you finally are able to return the soul stone of your long-lost father, perished at sea, whose very essence rests within the gem you now hold within your hand. You raise it aloft, and the ancient eidolon that has protected your lineage for time immemorial grasps it and says, "You have done as you were destined to do, and the power of the Celestine Heights is now yours. You wield the frost of ages." And you say, "Now the power is mine." And the eidolon says, "Not yet. There's some rust monsters at the bottom of the mountain, and if you chop their heads off, then shall the frost of ages be yours." I say no to this. Milestone leveling up. It is the climax of the story beat, the moment at which it makes the most narrative sense. Otherwise, aren't we out here, what world do we want to live in? A world where we say, we have defeated the sorcerer at the bottom of the dungeon, and the fighter says, "You got to give me 15 minutes, there's some Otayugs in the back room, and I almost have my extra attack." I don't think so.
What kind of world do we live in which you have been working your ass off at the job that you've taken a lot of pride in, right? And you've just spent hours of overtime trying to finish this project that's been your swan song, that your manager every day is like, "We're getting close to the deadline here, I can trust in you," right? And you're like, "Yes, I've got it. And you complete it and you finish it. And Dave, who's been on vacation for a week, comes in and goes like, "You finished the project? Great, I'll sign the paper here." And your manager goes like, "That's great, you both get promotions for the hard work you put into this." So envision, if you will, these same adventurers, they're clutching this stone up above and holding it aloft, the eidolon touching their hands, their eyes gazing with a glowing blue light that spills into their soul, the energy burbling up from beneath, feeling the electricity themselves, allowing them to now step into the cosmos with the great entities that forged this world before them. And then Steve runs in real fast. "Guys, I'm so sorry, I got real drunk a couple nights ago. I know I missed a couple." oh, we're fucking doing this, and throws his hand in there, and now he's a god too. That seems real fair. Real fair to all the work that you put in this entire time when he was off, getting in with barmaids and whatever bar people he's been into it, and then gets to go ahead and become a god.
Look, I didn't want to have to go here, okay? But I'm gonna go here, okay? I'm
Let's
gonna
go.
go.
Let's go.
You know and I know what happens as the logical result of an experience point leveling up system versus Milestone. And I'll say it right now, and everyone else is too afraid to say it, but I'm gonna say it. In the logistics of the world, which we've been talking a lot about logistics on this episode, you know and I know that if you're not careful, a group of bozos will become demigods in an amount of campaign time less than 3 weeks. Oh no, the evil emperor says. A group of people met in a tavern last month, and now one of them is the most powerful cleric of the god of the sun in the world. How did this happen? I don't know. They found a cool dungeon that led to a forest with a little bit too many monsters. And now they are a match for every one of my generals. We all have been there, okay? It takes a week and a half to become one of the most formidable mages on the planet. And you go meet some, arch sept of powerful wizards that I have studied long and hard. Studied long and hard? Why? I got here in 3 weeks.
Yeah, and they put in the work. They were there every day of those 3 weeks, working hard and whatever weird mind they were. And you know what? Sometimes you work really hard in life and it gets nowhere. But occasionally, if it's the right place at the right time, luck is when preparation meets opportunity. You prepare and the opportunity's there and you've got that item. And depending on the edition you're playing, sometimes you break that item and you get a shit ton of experience points and you go up 4 levels. You know what? Sometimes in life you have those epiphanies. Sometimes you're sitting there having a rough time and go, and then something comes along and somebody says something or an experience changes you, and you're like, I feel like I've truly risen as an individual. Not just like a small day that picked me up, but like I am now far more functional than I was but a week ago. That happens all the time at different points in your life. You can look back and see that at moments in yours, in your adult life, possibly even childhood. And how would you rob yourself of that because, well, it has to meet the beat of the narrative that I've said as the dungeon master. God forbid, or gods forbid that you be rewarded for the work and luck that you stumbled upon.
So now I'm a tyrant. So that's what it is.
You're not a tyrant, you're just not paying attention.
Folks, that's Milestone versus experience points. I love it. Oh my God, that's so silly.
For the record, I love Milestone.
And I love XP. They're both great. That's so much fun.